first board, North has a balanced 10 count. I'm not actually familiar with the two Grossack brothers playing together, what their style is. I don't think I ever played against both of them at the same time at the table. I mean, I've played a lot against Adam and a lot against Zach, and frequently they're just playing with other partners. So I know in the past they didn't really like to play together, and so that's one reason why they tended to avoid it. Maybe their attitudes have shifted now that they've grown older. But I just don't know if North is expected to open this hand in this partnership. I mean, I think it's fine to open, it's fine to pass, but as long as you and your partner have the right kind of stylistic preference on it, you'll be okay. So North passes, East has a spade preempt, presumably two spades, although, okay, they open a multi-two diamonds, similar idea. So South passes. Just as a note, double would not show diamonds here. Most players would play over multi, something similar to the quote-unquote recommended defense, where double would show like some values. I don't know exactly the no-trump range, but it would be like some sort of balanced hand with some values. So Westwood's two hearts pass are correct. Double by North. I'm actually not familiar with a lot of these multi-defenses. I would have been under the impression double was takeout of hearts, but it's been so long since I looked at this stuff. I mean, multi is not that common in the US, and so if you just play like locally, I guess you could say, for a lot of American players, you don't run into it all that often. But I mean, it looks like for North-South, double of two hearts would show hearts, two spades by East, and South has to decide how many hearts he wants to bid. Or if he's going to bid hearts at all, he decides to try three spades. Somewhat reasonable. Like, he has the spade shortness, his hand has gotten better. They have a big heart fit. So it's not like they only have an 8-card heart fit, now they have a 9-card heart fit. The thing I'd be concerned about as South is that partner didn't open the bidding. And I guess depending on what our style is, it might be difficult for us to actually have a game. Now, one thing I spent a little time thinking about on my own when I found out this form of scoring was like, how do I want to approach these hands? And I'm guessing the players have had long discussions about this with their partner as well, because 3/5 of the points you earn every round are going to be based on your imp score. But generally, imp matches, it's kind of infrequent between two very strong teams for there to be like a blitz one direction or another. So I wouldn't expect most of these teams to end up with you know, a 30-0 imp score in matches. And I mean, if they did, then they'd probably get close to 50-0 overall in terms of points scored on the round. But more frequently, it's kind of going to look something like 20-10 maybe at the extremes, maybe 18-12. So I would expect many of the players to actually play these hands in more of a border match style fashion and try and earn most of their results through that part of the scoring. At least that might have been my preference going in. But maybe they have alternative ideas. I mean, to me, South's decision to bid three spades looks like a very imp-style bid, where you have the singleton spade. If things go well, like, for example, if the diamond finesse is working, or maybe if trumps split or something like that, then you can walk away with a nice little 6-imp pickup when your opponents get to a part score on the hand. Bidding only 3 hearts, for example, might have been more of a border match type decision, where you're just trying to get a plus score. Well, the diamond opening lead declares going to be a little bit unhappy about that turn of events. it now seems pretty clear that Declare has 2 diamond losers to go with his 2 club losers. And so wow, he just goes up with the diamond ace. I mean, I guess reasonably so, going up with the diamond ace. He's afraid of losing 2 diamond ruffs with West having a bunch of club entries, which may well have happened. So he's just getting out for down 1. A nice play by North at trick 1, actually, the 9 of diamonds, kind of stepping back to the first trick. He needed to play the 10 or 9 of diamonds because otherwise East's opening lead would have been marked as a singleton. East with 10-9, what was it, 4 or something? 10-9-6 would have definitely led an honor from that holding. So now it looks like it could be possible that East is led from 6-2 doubleton. Not that it matters all that much. I mean, West is just going to continue cashing clubs here until he can't anymore, and then probably switch to spades. Or just switch to spades immediately. So spade goes to Declare's ace. We'll probably see a spade ruff now. I mean, Declare doesn't know about the heart situation. Might elect to take a finesse into East Queen doubleton. But it looks like he's going to be down 1 or maybe down 2, depending on how he guesses the hearts. So this could definitely be a swing one way or another, probably for the East-West pair. I assume the scoring that we're going to get will come through as imps. It looks like the BBO interface doesn't really have a way to score. I mean, this is such an unusual form of scoring that I would have been surprised if they did. Okay. Well, we have an interesting development, because in the other room, 3 spades been made on the East-West cards. Yeah, I mean, it looks like East-West really only have 4 losers. The Queen of Spades is on side. There are plenty of entries to West Sand in the club suit for spade finesses. So 140. And despite North-South going down in their game, they're going to earn not only a sizable chunk of imps here, I mean, either 2 or 3, depending on if Declare guesses the trumps correctly, but additionally, they're going to win the full point for the border match. Because even if Declare ends up down 2, it's still going to be better than the 3 spades been made in the other room. Maybe a little bit surprising, actually, from North, taking a look back at the auction. So North is a passed hand, East opened 2 spades, and so this kind of got both the heart fit and the spade fit in quicker for both sides. South made this takeout double of 2 spades, which looks very reasonable to me. I think North has a really hard time not just bidding game. Hey, Shift. Yeah, the match is... It's a very interesting scoring system. And, I mean, there's a ton of details on their website about why they do this, I think. I think they explain why they do this, but... Anyway. So Declare at this point, I think, has a pretty good read on the distribution of the East-West cards. Declare knows the opening diamond lead was a singleton. He knows that spades started out 6-3 between the two hands, and it looks like he trusted East's count signal in the club suit. So East started with 4 clubs. Therefore, Declare was able to pick up that Queen of Hearts doubleton. So down 1, and that's going to be 3 imps, as well as a full point Border match going the way of Team Edmonds. They're off to another strong start. There are, I believe, 10 matches in total. I'm actually not sure about that. I think there are 10 matches in total. But there are definitely 5 of them being played today. So, on to board 2, 1 board down. Yeah, 4 hearts, interestingly, is a good save against 3 spades on this board, as long as you pick up the trump suit, right? If you're in 4 hearts doubled, then you got to get out for down 1. 10 teams, 9 matches. Got it. So 5 matches today, 4 matches tomorrow, and then we will crown a champion. All right, second board, East has a strong no trump, which I guess could just end the auction. Yeah, the round-robin events are very uncommon in bridge, and I think it's generally like the most fair way to play any sort of competition. Like the Bermuda Bowl obviously has a round-robin, which is quite nice. But like a lot of Swiss events don't, and so you could just get like very lucky by playing against a lot of weaker teams. You could get very unlucky by playing against the stronger teams. Jack of spades opening lead. You want to plan this? How good do you have to be? It's an invite-only event, so I have no idea what you need to do to get invited to the thing. Although, like, it's kind of weird to have an invite event with sponsors. Like, do they invite the sponsors and then the sponsors fill their roster? Or do teams, like, apply to get invited? Because then it's like, okay, if a sponsor applies with a specific team and the tournament organizer is like, no, that team's not good enough, then they're like, cool, I'll just like dump my pro and hire a bunch of other better pros to play in the event. I don't know how it actually works. Jack of spades is kind of a weird opening lead. I'm not actually familiar with the opening lead style that the Jack would be standard. But it looks like it worked out pretty well on this hand. North was able to play low, kind of encouraging, and they unblocked the spade suit, so they're able to take the first 4 tricks. The heart discards from dummy are going to be pretty revealing. I think this makes it somewhat clear that Declare has the heart ace. Now, I mean, it's pretty obvious that the Declare is hoping to take a bunch of club tricks. I imagine a South we probably shift to hearts here to try and attack that entry to dummies long clubs. Like, South doesn't know that East has 3 clubs. East could obviously have ace doubleton, for example. And then we definitely want to start working on the heart suit to remove that king of clubs entry. Other table looks like had probably a similar auction to one no trump, open to no trump, all pass. Ends up down 2. Declare can do a lot better here if they guess that North has the king doubleton of clubs. I don't know why they would, but it's possible. Okay, so South does find what looks like the strongest defense of switching to hearts, attacking the entry. And now it's up to Declare. Ace of clubs. North plays the 10, and then another club. The 9? I was going to say the 9 might give a little bit away, but I guess not. I mean, like, North probably would have dumped the jack of clubs from jack 10 doubleton is all I'm thinking. And I guess it's possible that the VuGraph operator missed the play from South. I think the jack of clubs would have made a little bit more sense from that remaining jack 9 holding, but either way, Declare goes wrong. Now North just needs to work out to continue hearts, and the club suit is dead. Shouldn't be that difficult of a play for North to find. I mean, for example, if we play back a heart and... Okay. All right. 100. Looks like a claim was happening. That was what the delay was for. It just didn't make any sense for North to shift to diamonds there, but looks like he worked it out. So push board, no imps, and no border match being scored. There will be no blitz this round, no 50-0. I think it's going to be pretty hard for there to be a 50-0 score differential in one of these matches, but anything's possible, I guess. Whoa! Excuse me. North opened a no trump and no one else bid. I guess that's normal? Whew. I mean, I would be a little worried as East. Obviously, East has a lot of queens, so that's kind of concerning from his perspective, but he has a pretty good hand. I mean, he has a 14 count with a good 5-card suit. West might have been constrained by system. I don't think West was ever taking a bid. I mean, some players might open 3 clubs on the West hand, which I think is honestly fine. Like, you're second seed vulnerable, so it's like you don't really want to have kind of a bad hand for a 3-club opener, but West doesn't really have a bad hand. They have the ace-king of their suit. They have a singleton diamond. 2-club balance, yeah. I mean, it's true that West can't balance 2 clubs, but I don't think many players would balance 2 clubs even if they could, just because of the vulnerability here. But I don't know. I mean, maybe some players would. A little bit safer to do so by past hand. Either way, you're definitely right that West didn't have a way to bid clubs naturally at the 2 level. Whoa! Okay. East is going for it. They just shifted to a low diamond. Well, I mean, Declare is going to make the contract now. That is a surprising play. Now, I don't know what the carding was at trick 1. Because West played the 9 of hearts at trick 1. And depending on their agreements about honor suit leads, the it's just really hard to say, because it looks to me like the King of Hearts was a power lead, asking for West to give count or unblock. Whoa! Declare played the Queen of Clubs? Let me think about this for a second. Maybe the Queen of Clubs is not such a terrible play. I mean, Declare doesn't know the Spade Queen is dropping. So if Declare were to continue Ace King of Spades and a Spade, they lose a Spade trick, they're definitely going to lose a bunch of hearts, and then they're going to lose the Ace King of Clubs. But okay. How are they ever getting to the Jack 10 of Clubs if the Queen of Spades doesn't drop? They just don't have an entry to South's hand. So setting up a long club in South's hand is just never going to produce an extra trick unless the spades were coming in. I don't like the 10 of diamonds discard. I would have definitely pitched a club as north. Maybe not. Maybe this is okay. Maybe North's plan is to win the diamond return here and then exit a club, hoping to end play West into leading away from the Spade Queen. That's really not going to work out for Declare, because West will switch to spades and then East will score their Queen Doubleton. Let me take a quick look at the actual time schedule for this event, because it looks like, ooh, take a look at this. All right, while East is thinking, we have photos. So these are actually, so this is the room we're watching right now. Can I click on this and make it bigger? Yeah, look at this. Here we go. So they're not playing behind screens, and we do have a kibitzer. And here's our VuGraph operator over there. Zach Grossack sitting there, Adam over here. Oh, right. I was bringing this up to look for the actual time schedule. So, Oh, okay, I see. There's an hour and a half between the start time of matches, which probably means that matches are something like 75 minutes with 15-minute break. So it's like 7.5 minutes per board, which is about, it's like the exact standard time that players generally get if they're not playing behind screens. All right. We'll have to see if Adam does plan for the throw-in here. What he can't do is cash both the Ace King of Diamonds, otherwise South's hand kind of gets squeezed. I mean, I guess he could pitch a spade and a club, but that seems needlessly risky. So I think he'll throw a spade here. Maybe not. Maybe he won't throw a spade. Like, this does give him the opportunity once again to make the contract. I mean, this has been a very strange hand overall. Like, he could pitch 2 clubs on the ace-king of diamonds and go ace-king of spades, and then the spades run. The result in the other room is actually kind of interesting. So, you know, the other table got to 2 hearts. We had the no-trump opener in 3rd seat once again, but in the other room, East did come in with 2 hearts, showing hearts in a minor, and was allowed to play there. And Lederer had an easy time making their contract, but also ends up with an over trick, 9 tricks. Could they have done better? Maybe. Probably not. It looks kind of difficult to get the club suit set up. There's just no outside entry to dummy, so Lederer probably just went about roughing a few diamonds in West's hand. But 140... So regardless of how many tricks North ends up going down, or if he makes it, North-South is going to win the border match on this one. So he cashes the ace of spades and the ace of diamonds, and we'll see, does he pitch the club or does he throw the spade? I think he's headed towards throwing the spade. If West had the queen doubleton of spades here, he would legitimately be strip squeezed on this trick, and so Lederer could get out for down 1. So he does pitch the spade. Now, I think it's very important for West to pitch a club on this trick. He does. Lederer exits a club. This is actually incredibly strong defense from West. A lot of players there as West might have pitched a spade, saying, oh, you know, like, now all of my clubs are good. Lederer has pitched all of his clubs. Oh my, and it actually mattered. Look at this. So Lederer ends up going down 3. So much for my claim that they were winning the border match. So the board's a push in the imp perspective, but a full point in the border match actually goes to Pericolo on that one for the extra 10 points, 150 versus 140. Obviously, North didn't know that that was happening. And I think reasonably so, the way he played the hand. Board 4 appears to be uninteresting, pass out in both rooms. But on that 3rd board, I mean, North, probably the way that the play had gone, had already seen East turn up with the queen, jack, 4th of diamonds, had already seen East turn up with ace, king, queen, 5th of hearts. North expected that if East had the queen of spades in addition, they probably would have found an overcall of a no trump, and I kind of agree with him. So a reasonably attempted line of play does not work out in his favor. On to board 5. North has a 14 count. And I wouldn't see any reason to upgrade the North hand to a strong no trump if it's outside your range. So we'll find out if North-South are playing 14 to 16 or 15 to 17 here. One of the teams has someone you've played a few events with. Interesting. Which team? There are definitely a lot of fun and interesting players out there in this event. Is it Zia? Hopefully it's Zia. That would be fun. That would be a good story to tell. Probably not, though. So North opens the diamond, South bids no trump. Yeah. I mean, I'm on board with South's one no trump. I think with queen jack 3rd of diamonds, you kind of have to keep the auction alive here, but you're not very happy about it. You're red on white. You have no values. All right, so a no trump got doubled, which is kind of interesting. I mean, double generally means I have a diamond stack here as East, which I guess they kind of do. I don't know, do they? It's kind of unclear. I wonder if this double is kind of playing the player a little bit. Everyone knows that Zach Grossack likes to be a little bit crazy from time to time, we can say. How is this going to do? I mean, from the defense's perspective, it looks like they have 3 hearts, 2 spades, and they'll definitely set up the diamond suit for 2 more tricks. So that's going to be at least down 1. No, Joel Wooldridge. Joel is super fun. He was a really good friend of mine as well. I mean, everyone on that kind of old squad, Cran and Vince, Joel and John Hurd, Gavin, were good friends of mine for a while, but Joel has moved on from that team. I guess everyone has moved on from that team because they kind of lost their sponsor recently. So this could be a pretty large beating. How many tricks does Declare have? Declare has 3 diamonds, the ace of clubs, and 2 spades. So I guess it's just going to be down 1, which is not a disaster from the imp perspective, only 3 imps. But the other table ends up in 1 no trump not doubled, going down 1. So this is going to be another border match win heading the way for Pericolo. And Edmonds is not off to a great start. I mean, they're currently leading the imp results 3-0. But after this board, they're going to be behind in the border match results. Not by a large margin. So he's kind of interestingly puts up the king of spades on the first round of the suit. I mean, it's not that surprising of a play when you have Honor Doubleton here, but still, he might have been a little bit shocked for it to win the trick, so that's why I spent a little bit of time, continued diamonds. He does have plenty of hard entries to his diamond suit. So the queen of spades holds the second round of the suit. Declare is just going to continue setting up spades. And now we'll see some sort of discard by East to show that they have entries in a bunch of different places. I imagine East is going to pitch an encouraging club. Whoa! Okay. Those diamonds were winner. Did anyone tell East that all of his diamonds were going to be winners once he knocked out the ace and dummy? That diamond discard is a little bit concerning. Like, imagine if South had the jack of hearts and the queen of clubs here. Doesn't Declare just make his contract at this point? Like, West shifts to... It doesn't even matter. Like, let's say West shifts to clubs. Declare can win the ace. Even cash the diamond ace and the 10 of spades and then just play a club up. Eventually, East gets end played into giving dummy the heart queen or South the club queen. That's a very unusual discard. Maybe the Vugraph operator made a mistake. I mean, it happened so quickly, and there hasn't been an undo that, I don't know, we'll see in a second. There's no way this is actually happening. No. Okay, now I just don't believe what's actually happening at the table. There's zero chance that East has pitched the king of clubs here. Like, if East wanted to play their partner for the queen of clubs, they could just pitch the five of hearts, right? Declare leads a low heart, they win, they knock out the ace of diamonds, declare leads another low heart, they win, they cash their diamond, and then go king of clubs club. Well, one way or another, I kind of suspect that maybe the VuGraph operator lost track of the play. We do get to what looks like the normal result, and the imp match is tied, but Pericolo is actually now ahead in this set, halfway through, at least from the board of match perspective. 5 boards to go. So now East passes in first seat. Definitely players who would preempt this, definitely players who would open a club, but East decides to go quietly. So now South gets the opportunity to open and does open a club. You should assume the VuGraph operator is American because they're making a lot of mistakes. That's a safe assumption in general. Okay, this hand is going to heat up very quickly. With that one heart overcall, now East is going to be, certain that their side should be bidding at least 4 hearts. I wonder if he'll just jam 4 hearts immediately, or if he's going to take a little bit of a slower approach to try and get his club suit in the picture in case that becomes relevant. I think I like just bidding 4 hearts directly, given that South is the one who's bid clubs. It's very unlikely your partner's going to be happy about hearing a club fit from you. And the opponents might actually, if it's incorrect for them to go onto 4 spades, might elect to double 4 hearts if you take that slower approach, which could be bad for you, East-West, at these colors especially. I guess 4 clubs is a fit showing jump. Like 2 clubs would be a cubid, 3 clubs would be a mixed raise. So 4 clubs was a fit showing jump. Anyway, I'm not convinced that 4 clubs was the right bid with East End, but they do decide to show both suits. So 4 spades by South. West is not going to do anything over this. I would be worried if this was our agreement, because 4 clubs to me looks like a splinter. Like, double jumps tend to be splinters. And so as West, I might be like a little bit concerned that, not with this 5-3-3-2 garbage hand, but in general, that this auction should be a splinter. Like, why would you want to make a fit showing jump an opener's suit? That would be the question I'd ask. But at these colors, there's no reason for West to do anything other than pass here. Maybe 3 clubs is a mini splinter. I guess. I know, you're trying to come up with plausible explanations for the 4 club bid being fit showing. I appreciate the effort. It sounds very weird, though. Whoa. Okay, so North has decided that his partner's 4 spade bid is based on more values than he actually holds. I don't know if I agree with North's decision. It's a hard auction, right? Because as South, don't know, maybe there was no danger in South passing the 4-club bid. I'm really uncertain. I don't think East-West ever get higher than 4 hearts, and then South can bid 4 spades at his next opportunity. Well, this is not going to be great for Declare. I don't know how many tricks Declare could have gone down if they led a trump, for example, but this heart lead, along with West having 2 natural diamond tricks, does mean Declare will be going down in 5 spades. And it kind of matters. If the other table gets to only 4 spades on the north-south cards, or, you know, if they end up defending 4 hearts doubled, for example, then this is going to be another board-to-match win going the way of East-West. Looks like the other table's a little bit behind now. Or maybe they've caught up. I know they finished the play and won no trump very quickly in the other room. It wasn't doubled over there, so a little bit less at stake in that contract. But now they have no result on this board. How should West defend here? I think West should probably prevent some heart roughs and dummy, switch to trumps, I don't know. Heading out shift. All right, thanks for stopping by. Have a good rest. Good night. Yeah, look at this. So in the other room, 4 spades does go down 1. I wonder if East-West can get this more than 1 trick from this point. It kind of looks to me like Declare is going to be able to rough both hearts in the south hand. But then pulling trumps becomes a little complicated. Like on a spade return, Declare could stick in the 9, which will hold, ruff a heart, diamond to the ace, ruff a heart. I guess at that point Declare can start working on diamonds and just exit the queen of diamonds off dummy. Ruff the club return, pull trumps, knock out the jack of diamonds, and then he still has a trump left. So yeah, he'll need to stick in the 9 of spades here to gain an entry to hand. This is a really important trick. I never bring up the double dummy analysis, but I think he needs to play the 9 of spades to get out for down. Ooh, apparently the defense can do something. I thought I had worked this out, right? So what happens? 9 of spades, we ruff a heart, diamond to the ace, ruff a heart, queen of diamonds. What goes wrong? Oh, I know what goes wrong. It's actually very amusing. Well, we'll see if it happens. But this does look like the best chance. So he does stick in the 9 of spades. I think this is a very well thought out and also pretty important play. So heart ruff. Attention is going to shift over to east when Declare plays the second diamond. We'll have to see. So diamond to the ace. Heart ruff. Queen of diamonds. So East doesn't need to ditch the king of hearts immediately, but they will need to soon. And I don't think West is Do we actually think the 8 of spades happened? Okay. Okay. See, East pitches the 10 of clubs, and I think this is something that may well have happened. I mean, for whatever reason, it kind of feels unnatural to dump the king of hearts, but the way the defense can beat this an extra trick from here is for West to cash the jack of diamonds, East pitches the king of hearts, and then West leads a heart through, which will promote a trump trick. Yeah, see, West just continues the 8 of hearts here, hoping for that, because they thought that East would have pitched a heart on that previous diamond. Now Declare can just ruff, pull trumps, and knock out the jack of diamonds. Pretty big miss, I would say, from East. So Declare does get out for down 1. I mean, very nice play by Adam Grossack sitting north, sticking the 9 of spades and kind of giving the defense this opportunity to go wrong. If diamonds had split, then he would have legitimately got out for down 1. So it wasn't like he was necessarily playing for a defensive mistake. But that push board is going to keep the match close. Obviously, from an imp perspective, it's tied 3-3 after 6 boards. But yes, the board to match tie there was also quite important. Otherwise, Pericolo was going to be up 2 boards on the set overall. So board 7 passed by South. I'm curious what happened in the other room, just auction-wise. South also opened a club on the hand. West overcalled a heart. We had a double by North showing 4 or 5 spades. Support double from South, and North was the one who took the call, 4 spades. The opening lead was a diamond once again in that room. I promise I will get to the auction in this room in a second, but I'm just going to take a look at the play. The play was... Oh, I was going to say the play was almost identical. It was for several tricks, but then Declare elected to try the roughing hook and clubs, as opposed to playing on the diamond suit and roughing both of his hearts. Somewhat understandable in that room. There was no club bid from East. All right, what happened on board 7? North opened a diamond in 3rd seat. South bid a heart. Just the typical Zach Grossack decision, rather than doing something reasonable like bid 2 diamonds, which as a passed hand would not be an inverted minor bid. It would just be natural and showing support. He decides to bid his 3-card major. So here we are. We're in a no trump in the North. And is that a better or worse spot than 2 diamonds? I don't know. TBD. So Declare is going to be able to take another club, another spade, and 2 hearts, which is 9 tricks. He'll make a no trump. I mean, I guess in theory it's possible that he ends up scoring a long diamond, maybe? Wow, pitches a heart. I don't like the heart discard. I would definitely want to give the opponents the opportunity to switch to hearts and maybe pick up an extra trick in that suit myself. You know, like the 10/5 of diamonds is not taking a trick anytime soon. No reason to save those cards. Also, again, could be a Vugraph operator error. Always possible. So East continues setting up the club suit. West should definitely set up his partner's clubs for sure. I mean, maybe as West we can switch to the Jack of Hearts now. It's a little bit scary if the King and Queen of Hearts are flipped between the two hands. But I guess the counterpoint to that is like, we're going to be getting unplayed eventually anyway. So we're going to have to lead hearts at some point. Anyway, he does go with the plan of setting up partner's club suit, which is kind of reasonable. Presumably as declare, we lead a diamond now. If the clubs are 4-4 between the opponent's hands and the diamonds are 2-2, we can actually set up a long diamond. So he does lead a diamond. East gets in, cashes a couple of clubs. So West can pitch a spade and a heart on these tricks. Yeah, this was one of the main reasons why I really wanted to keep the Ace-10-9 of hearts in South's hand. Oh my god, the camera. This is... Where is this light coming from? I have no idea where that glare is coming from, but man, I'm not personally blind. It's just no one can see me. This is kind of amazing. See, if South had kept the Ace-10-9 of hearts at this point, East would actually have been end played, the way the play has gone here, into leading a heart away from the Queen fourth. So declare would have taken all the rest of the tricks. I mean, 120 would have been a nice result. 90 is... Wow. And it mattered. It really mattered. Now, that's not to say that the defense absolutely would have done the wrong thing. I think they had opportunities to... Maybe declare always could get out for 120 if he kept the tension in the heart suit. Not sure. But with the other table's result, 3 clubs West going down 1. Oh no. Are we gonna see all of these undos and declare actually did keep the Ace-10-9 of hearts? No. No. We need to keep going back more tricks. Vugraph operator. I have the feeling the operator is just going to put in a claim at this point. So what I do think happened is the play actually went exactly as we had anticipated, but South actually kept the Ace-10-9 of hearts opposite King third. East got in with the singleton Queen of diamonds, and after cashing the clubs, was legitimately unplayed into breaking the heart suit, giving declare an extra trick. So 120 is quite a nice result. For North-South, I mean, they pick up an imp, which is not a big deal. Oh, no! 7 tricks! I think that's entered wrong. I think it actually is 120, but I wonder if we'll actually see a scoreboard. Anyway, currently it sits at 90, which looks like another push board, but would indeed be a full point border match swing going the way of Pericolo. But I think Edmonds probably got the better of that one on both accounts. 1 imp to their side, making the match 4-3 in their favor, and a board-a-match win, bringing it back to one board deficit in that scoring. On to board 8, we do have an exciting hand here. Club by West. I was going to say North making a takeout double doesn't make a lot of sense with 5-4 in the majors like this. So North overcalls a heart. Negative double by East. And we'll probably see some sort of heart raise by South. Most players will play some sort of transfer advances in this position, transfers over the opponent's doubles. So 2 hearts, probably showing a very weak 3-card heart raise. Makes a lot of sense. Okay. South really excited about his 5 count with the singleton club and no trump honors. King of spades sitting behind the spade bidder, I guess. Decides to treat the South hand as a constructive raise in hearts. Maybe not everyone's choice. 4 clubs by West. Just showing some extras. I mean, 3 clubs would have showed extra club length, but maybe not necessarily such a good hand. It's a little surprising to me that, especially at like a board-a-match form of scoring, West didn't want to keep 3 no trump in the picture somehow. Like, I don't know if as West we should bid 2 hearts, but that would be a convenient way to keep 3 no alive. We could bid 2 hearts, and then whatever partner does, we bid clubs next, hopefully at the 3 level, and then we'll be able to reach 3 no trump if our partner's happy there. So they do get to 5 clubs, and we need to see if North will find a spade opening lead. I think the answer is no, not on this auction. That seems to be the only way to hold them to 11 tricks. Other table, 5 clubs, also bid, and ends up taking 12. I mean, the King of Hearts or a Heart Honor seems like the most natural opening lead, especially when South shows in constructive raise. So they do lead the Queen of Hearts, Rousseau, promising the King. How did the other room get to 5 clubs? A club by West. I was making fun of North's takeout double in this room. They made one in the other room. I preferred overcall heart. I think most experts preferred overcall heart. You will still find a 4-4 spade fit if you have one, because when you overcall heart, your partner can advance 1 spade, showing a 4-card suit only. Not in Gib auction land, but in like standard expert bidding land. So normally you don't want to make a takeout double with a 5-card major for this reason. Otherwise it'll be too difficult to find your 5-3 fits. But anyway, North decided to make a takeout double. East redoubled to show values. South bid a spade, so North-South did find their spade fit. 3 clubs by West, 3 spades by East. 4 diamonds by South is an exciting bid. No way that East-West play 3 no trump after that decision. And West decided to just blast 5 clubs over 4 diamonds. I mean, not that unreasonable. He probably expected it to make, but obviously they could have missed out on a big penalty against 4 diamonds. I wonder how bad it was going to be. I mean, it looks like they could have gotten 500 against 4 diamonds. Maybe Declare can get out for 300. I haven't exactly worked out the player defense, but anyway, we have a push, board 8, 5 clubs, bid and made, 12 tricks in both rooms. On to board 9. We got 2 boards to play in this set, and then there will be a short break while the players compare, and the next match will be starting momentarily. So is there a lunch break? or dinner break. I don't know exactly when the things start. No. So I don't get a break, is what I'm learning. Unless one of these matches finishes up very quickly, which I guess is fine. We will be here through the afternoon. All right, board 9. How's this gone? South opened a hard in third seat. Obviously, players could differ in opinions on this. I think one hard is perfectly fine and reasonable, and players who are not Zach Grossack would definitely do that. My preference on a lot of these hands is to just play them face up. You're in third seat favorable, so you should preempt, kind of stop the opponents from having an easy time of it. I think the approach that Zach has gone with is also more imp-oriented. So again, it kind of strongly seems like the Grossack partnership has been treating this a lot like an imp event, as opposed to like an imp plus board a match or some combination, or mainly focusing on the board a match scoring parts. And is that going to haunt them on this one? I mean, it might. You know, like at imps, getting to 4 hearts vulnerable or non-vulnerable on these cards and going down a trick or down 2 tricks, depending, wouldn't be the end of the world. But here, with the board a match scoring and 3 hearts being bidden made on the south cards in the other room, they're definitely going to lose a full point on the board a match here, even though it's only going to be a handful of imps. I mean, I don't think it's possible for 4 hearts to make. Like, at a bare minimum, East-West are going to score 2 spades, the ace of hearts, and either a diamond or a club. Presumably they get both a diamond and a club, but I guess this all depends on how the defense goes. West has to find an opening lead, and that's not necessarily going to be so easy from their hand. I would expect East to... I was going to say I would expect West to lead a spade because his partner bid the spade suit. But the question of high spade versus low spade is obviously tough to answer. He goes with the safer option, low diamond. Doesn't give anything up. He'll have another opportunity to find a switch when he gets in with the trump ace. My concern about the diamond lead is it might do a bunch of bad things for the defenders. Like, it might blow a diamond guess that Declare was going to get wrong. Like, imagine if Dummy had ace-jack, 4th of diamonds, and Declare had king doubleton. Declare may well have gone king of diamonds, diamond to the jack, playing the takeout doubler for the diamond queen, and now you've just hooked your partner out of that card. It also might just be a little bit slow. Like, you might need to set up club tricks, for example. Hey, Sam. Good morning. Well, diamond goes over to the jack, so East has to find a switch. Very clear at this point that East knows West has the spade ace. Otherwise, his partner would have led spades rather than this silly small diamond. You're playing bridge later today in person, but gonna stop by and watch for a bit. Sounds good. Good luck to you. Hopefully you have fun. I think East should be able to find the club switch now. And that will beat this contract 2 tricks. The defense will get their diamond, a club, 2 spades, and the ace of hearts. There it is, 6 of clubs switch. And so now when West gets in with the club king, it'll be pretty straightforward for them to go ace of spades, spade. West knows their partner has the king, queen, jack of diamonds, so there's no more diamond tricks coming. I guess it matters. You know, that 6 of clubs play, might look like a doubleton to West. So there is a way for West to go wrong here. If they go king of clubs club, hoping to give their partner a ruff, then... oh god, no. I made the bold claim earlier that 4 hearts was not going to make. And yet... okay, they go ace of spades. That's much better. This is... guys, come on, get your defensive signals right. I think on the ace of spades, East should be giving like effectively a suit preference signal with their attitude. The 6 of spades, I believe, was designed to be encouraging and telling partner that, oh, sorry, I have the other table pulled up. Looks like the other table's done. The 6 of spades was supposed to effectively say, partner, I don't have a club ruff coming. Maybe a more effective defense would have been for West to go low spade to partner's king, spade back to the ace, so they cash their 2 spade tricks, and then West plays a 3rd club. That would be the best of both worlds. And you can probably imagine that East has to have the spade king given the auction, right? East jumped to 2 spades. And East would not do that with like jack 5th of spades and king, queen, jack 3rd of diamonds. So obviously West was kind of like taken in by the fact that South had opened a heart and then rebid 3 hearts. So either way, I could have gained an extra trick on defense, but still good enough to win 5 imps and win the full board match point. So Pericolo, despite only being 5 imps ahead in this match, has actually a pretty considerable lead. Board 10, other table got to 3 no trump, making 10 tricks. Here we see East-West in a Kokesh auction, so 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, 2 hearts, showing hearts or a balanced hand, game forcing. 2 spades by East is the relay, 2 no trump by West, showing balanced. And I believe most players play this as 24 plus. West, of course, does have the bare minimum 24. 3 clubs by East Stamen, 3 hearts, showing hearts. And East will just settle for 3 no trump. Oddly enough, if South had the 10 of spades, this contract could be beaten, with North leading from King Doubleton. I don't think that's a very likely lead. So what do we lead from North's hand? This is a little bit more of an unusual situation than most of these like auctions that peter out in 3 no trump, where I think it's often going to be right to find a passive lead when one of the hands is incredibly strong. Okay, well, someone heard me. It's not going to do them any good given that the 10 of spades has blocked the suit, but that was a very unexpected opening lead. I was going to advocate for like a club or a diamond. You know, I think some players against an auction like 1 no pass 3 no would lead a heart, and that's totally fine. But on these auctions where like one of the hands is incredibly strong, you generally just don't want to blow a trick on opening lead, leading away from honors. Anyway, I mean, this has kind of worked out well for them. At least they'll be able to cash the first 3 tricks if they choose to do so. you know, the hard opening lead would have been kind of a disaster for North-South, so at least he avoided that one. East-West would then have 11 top tricks, 4 hearts, 4 diamonds, and 3 clubs. I mean, I'm pretty sure we just continue the 10 of spades here as North. And, I mean, I guess it gets covered by the Jack and Queen, and then South has to decide, am I cashing the spade ace? He probably should. Like, West could have the same hand with 1 fewer heart and 1 more diamond. So may as well just cash your 3 tricks before they go away. This has simplified the defense a little bit, I will say, as long as North continues a spade here. I mean, so what can happen if if North doesn't continue spades? I wonder. I don't think there's any danger from the defense, but Declare is probably going to play the hand out for a while. There could potentially be some sort of squeeze. But North is the one guarding the hearts, and South is the one guarding the spades. Like, as long as North doesn't now switch to a low heart, everything will be fine. This is a much longer think than I could have imagined. Now he switches to a diamond. Strange. Declare does have 2 entries. Are we going to see them run the 10 of hearts into North's Jack? Like, in theory, Declare could cross to the 10 of diamonds, run that, like, play South for the Jack 9 of hearts and take 2 heart finesses. It's possible. I don't think it's very likely, but it's definitely possible. I guess it's pretty unlikely when South doesn't cover the 10 of hearts. I mean, I definitely wouldn't want North to win the Jack of Hearts either. So I think there's a lot of reasons why you wouldn't want to take that finesse, but it could be a way to gain an extra trick. .630, push board. That was the last board of the set, so we had a pass out. And in terms of imp score, the match was fairly close. But in terms of board a match score, I mean, we'll have to see on board 7. There wasn't an adjustment. I have it in my mind that I think Edmonds actually won the imp or the board a match on that one. But yeah, it looks like Pericolo is off to quite a good start.